This is Esplin227. LatumWay, YouTuber I've been subscribed to for a while, made a good point. Why aren't we getting angry about this? Why do men scoff at the idea of forming some type of group, movement? Here's why. Basically, the men's rights movement. Look at the feminist movement. There's a large group of women who call themselves feminist. Almost most women call themselves feminists. They're talking about gender equality. And then there's a smaller, much more vocal group of borderline fascists who want to outlaw porn. Everything is the patriarchy. Anything even slightly sexual is men sexualizing women. If it's the other way around, it's men sexualizing themselves. It's never women sexualizing men. I think what's happened is in the men's rights movement, we have the opposite. Basically, most men's rights advocates are anti-feminist. Now, wait, I didn't say most men's rights people. I said most men's rights advocates. That is the most vocal, the ones you see. Or they're very tightly intertwined with the more crazies, like your brother. He's a reasonable guy, but he's very closely intertwined with the radicals. Not because he wants to be, but because he has no choice. There simply are not enough liberal men who truly believe in gender equality and who aren't anti-feminist. I don't mean anti-radical feminist. I'm anti-radical feminist. I want to see the conservative Christian ideology and the extreme liberal radical feminist ideology crushed and dejected. They're incredibly damaging ideologies, and they're counterproductive. Anyway, so there are other men's rights groups that know more about this. Maybe this already exists, but if it would be possible, I'd like someone, or I would do it if it doesn't already exist, to make a liberal men's rights group. A men's rights group that is aligned with the real feminists, not the people like Seal Polanyi, or what's her name, Diana Boston, not the antis, not the sociopaths, not the, I hate to say it, but the people who are damaged, who have the ideology that all men are bad and all women are, budding flowers who's going to save the world. I'm talking about feminists like Divinity. Men's rights people like Yes I Am James. We need to get to a point where we don't have to align ourselves with these conservative, people who call any man who's liberal a mangina and who are anti-feminist, and, we need to get to a point where there's enough liberal men who are comfortable with saying there are men's rights issues. We don't have to just say human rights. Men's rights, just like feminism, is a subcategory in human rights. A lot of people keep saying to me, I'm defending feminism on the internet. And people keep saying, why would you defend feminism? Why don't you just defend human rights? Why do they need to focus on female empowerment? Well, no. Just like evolution is a subcategory of science, you wouldn't say to Dawkins, well, why do you have to just study evolution? You should also study science in general. No, that would be absurd. Likewise, there's no reason why we can't focus on a specific aspect. And no, feminism, I guess I'm talking to the men's rights people, feminism is not your enemy. And when you choose not to separate feminism from radical feminism, you're doomed, because you're not going to win. People are going to go with the women. I'm sorry, in the end, they are going to. But if you unite with the real feminists like Divinity and ye old heretic, good people, then you can align, and together you're fighting for human rights. So, I don't know. I don't even know how I would go about that, but we need to have a group of liberal men's rights advocates. I know one is Yes I Am James. I don't know the rest of the community, because as soon as I tried to touch into the community, I was just bombarded with TFLs and anti-feminist men's rights people, where they're like, women are destroying the world and it's a feminist conspiracy. I don't need to hear that crap. They're not going to tell me the truth. They can't. Anyway, yeah, so LatumWay. How would you go about doing that? You say, why aren't we getting mad? Well, I am mad. The problem is, every time I go to speak about it, or every time I want to talk about it, I'm instantly aligned with TFL sociopaths. And I don't want to be. We need a larger community of liberal men's rights advocates, because this is getting old. This is getting ridiculous. So yeah, I'm asking you, LatumWay, how do you suppose we go about that? How do you suppose we weed out the psychos from the men's rights community? You can't weed them all out, but just like atheists tend to hold each other accountable, if you say stupid things, you get pwned out of existence by other atheists, unlike the Christian community. And in the feminist community, if you say something crazy, the good feminists will pwn you out of existence, like how the antis are now a marginal section of feminism, not politically, but at least in the intellectual arena. That needs to happen with men's rights. I'm sick of having conversations and someone flips on a switch and goes fucking psycho on me and starts talking about the female conspiracy and all this crap. Come on. So yeah, how do we go about that? What's your ideas on that? I'm willing to start making videos about this issue. I'm willing to research. But I don't want to be associated with TFLers. I just don't. Nor do I want to be associated with the majority of the men's rights movement today, because a vast amount of them are either crazy or sociopaths who are, I don't want to say they're TFLs, but they're definitely anti-woman anything. As you've seen, your brother's acquaintances. So yeah, you tell me. You have more experience on YouTube. And until my next video, try to make the world a better place, and I will too.